Yo, Top Tier Gang, what's good? It's your boy Luck Left, and we're back with another one. But before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe, notification bell. And man, let's get into what y'all can to see. Now, man, what y'all can to hear. Top Tier, now we're back. I hope this ain't true. The internet just be wildin', man. I don't know. They talking about Tee Grizzley and got his auntie pregnant. She was his manager that got killed a while ago. He got her pregnant. He put a hit on her. One of his homies, 600 Wu-Tang. This story is just like going all over the place. This is a wild story. So without no further ado, I want to get into it and see what's going on with this story, man. Poetic Flacco. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. Make sure y'all follow his channel. And yeah, let's see what's going on, man.
The order for her to be murdered is escalating quickly. It went from a mere conspiracy to now it's a theory that's being explored in court. This goes without saying, but I'm not accusing Tee Grizzley of doing anything. I'm simply laying out the facts and laying out why Tee Grizzley is currently trending and why people is accusing Tee Grizzley of impregnating and murdering his aunt. After you hear all the information, it's up to you guys to make up your mind. With that being said, let's get started. The murder of Tee Grizzley's aunt/manager, Jobina Brown, has always been sketchy, has always been suspicious, never made sense at all.
The search continues this morning for the gunman who shot and killed the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper Tee Grizzley. 41-year-old Jobina Brown was shot in the area of 3 Mile Drive and Mack Avenue on the city's east side Tuesday night. Now, this is an update to a story that we brought you Wednesday morning. TMZ is reporting that Brown was in the back seat of a car when the suspect approached and started shooting, and she was rushed to the hospital where she later died. It is not clear if Tee Grizzley was the intended target of the attack. The rapper and his driver were not injured.
This isn't a situation where hindsight is 50-50 and people is looking back like, that sounded sketchy, or I didn't spot these red flags before. No. From day one, anyone who heard this story, even from the mouth of Tee Grizzley, who was present, they've always had more questions than answers. Because Tee Grizzley will be pretty candid about what took place that night. He wasn't shy. He told the full story to a lot of people and a lot of platforms, even made a song about it. And every time Tee Grizzley told the story, people was like, that don't make sense. Especially people in the streets. Like us civilians, like we can have our opinions, but people in the streets, when they heard what happened, they're like, yeah, that's not how the streets go. Like that, like that don't make sense.
K-12 makes going back to school easy. We deliver an education that takes your child beyond.
So the night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram. On your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. He was real close with my pops, just like my pop's brother. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love, because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there, and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just can't, you just got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there.
This one is not too much of a red flag for me, but a lot of people thought, come on, bruh. She chose to wait in the car at night in Detroit instead of going to the house. And, like, this is your family house, too?
I mean, I can see that. Everybody don't be wanting to go up in their family crib. Like, I'm waiting to car y'all come back out. Like, you know, especially if they nasty, always begging and dirty. You got to be from the ghetto to understand that shit.
This don't really sound too right. But, yo, I never lived in Detroit. I never lived in Chicago. I never lived in places that could be the murder capital. So, I don't know, all right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it is a routine thing to wait in the car at night in those areas while people go to the car. Maybe not everybody is as scared or terrified as people like me.
I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying? And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying?
Behind you.
behind me. I heard a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the, so what was the vehicle? She was in the car? Like,
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on, and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us.
The court trial for his aunt murder actually started today, but we will get to who the defendant is, who's being charged with the murder, and how even that looks horrible for Tee Grizzley. But at trial today, a YouTuber, The Family, he actually watched the trial, right? He actually watched it through, I think it's a Zoom or something, but the trial was being filmed. And when he watched the trial, Tee Grizzley's other aunt, whose house he was at, she testified. And she actually testified that the story they told the police, well, Tee Grizzley told the police, he didn't see who did it, he didn't snitch, but he did say, listen, when the shots ran off, shocked, ran to the window to see what's going on, we ain't know what was going on, we were shocked. The aunt actually said, like, cut the malarkey. No, I didn't see Tee Grizzley run to no window appearing shocked.
Question was asked by the state, does she remember the aunt mentioning that when Tee Grizzley heard the shots inside the home, he ran to the window to see what was going on? The aunt responded, no, she didn't say that.
So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait, let me ask you this. So was you had to enter to the back door or something?
Yeah, I was
Side door. Okay, I get you. Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
So we in the front, we looking, I look in the street, I don't see no glass in the street, so I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some, I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off.
Okay.
So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me? You could at least call me and told me, like, it's too much going on over here, come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? Then my driver ended up calling me, like, and told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door, trying to get at me. Ended up hitting her up. But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
Mm. And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. Who I felt like everybody was a suspect.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like everybody was a suspect. So even if
It's at this particular point the story breaks down for me and it stops making sense. So if they were trailing them close enough to where they were able to get to the crib or get to the vehicle while Tee Grizzley was still at the door, then wouldn't they just be able to see where Tee Grizzley went and follow him? But besides that, let's just say Tee Grizzley was at the door long enough to where, you know, they were able to catch up to the vehicle. Cool. They was obviously looking for someone. Tee Grizzley.
See, you can tell this what you not being a street nigga Flacco, you know what I'm saying, kicks in at, because first of all, if somebody dropped a dime on them, somebody in the house could have dropped the dime and dropped it low, or they could have been following them. But I get what you're saying, they was following them, then why wouldn't they get Tee Grizzley when they got out the car? It do sound fishy, but when you're a street nigga and you in the hood, shit like that happens. The person could have seen them drop the dime, or could have been following them, or could have been somebody he been with set him up. Like, it's all type of shit. Or the auntie, it's all type of shit that be going on in these streets, man. You don't never know. That's the crazy thing about the street life.
Grizzley is saying they were looking for me. It wasn't a situation where they were going into this looking to kill everybody in the vehicle. They was looking for someone. And that's why they went to the vehicle, opened up the vehicle, looked to see who's in the vehicle, and began shooting that person on that side. That's why the driver wasn't hit, and he was the only other person in the vehicle, but that's why he wasn't hit. All the bullets went to the person on the side of the vehicle they opened up. But in that case, if they open up the car door, wouldn't they be able to see, oh, it's not Tee Grizzley, and close it back up? Because they obviously wasn't concerned with killing just anybody.
Yeah, no, they gonna get somebody like that. Why would they run in the crib not knowing who's in the crib? They got guns in there not knowing what's going on. So they got to get somebody like, dude.
Because the driver was never hit and he was never killed and he was a witness. And they let the witness live. So if that's the case, what did they just have?
Want a career in audio engineering? First
but-
Institute gives you the tools to enter the industry in less than a year through
Like just moved on, or just try to find Tee Grizzley and leave the auntie be if the auntie wasn't a target? To me, that shows the auntie was the target the whole time. If they opened up that car vehicle, seen her, and still shot and killed her.
That's not true, bro. They came. Why would they risk running inside the house? If you coming to get somebody, you gonna hit them where it hurt. I mean, auntie, brother, mother. That's just as worse as getting them, and you still on the list, nigga. Like, you gotta understand what you're saying, Flacco. You gotta understand, bro.
She was the target, and I don't think Tee Grizzley was the target. But who would want to kill the aunt or Tee Grizzley? The best guess here is Tee Grizzley's ops. Tee Grizzley ops. People who hate Tee Grizzley. People who Tee Grizzley have been beefing with for a while now. So that's why the next development in this story doesn't make sense and is awfully suspicious. Tee Grizzley is really close friends with Buka 600. Buka 600 is a Chicago drill rapper. They're so close that Buka was a groomsman in Tee Grizzley's wedding. And the wedding took place last year. The aunt's murder took place 5 years ago. Now, Buka 600 has an associate from Chicago called Wu Thing. Now, Wu Thing is from the same squad, the same clique as Buka 600. They're very close associates. Now, Wu Thing was ultimately arrested and charged with the murder of Tee Grizzley's aunt. Even after he was arrested, the police made it perfectly clear they don't believe he was acting alone. They don't believe he committed this murder alone. They don't believe he's the only accomplice. And their actions after they arrested him made it perfectly clear. But how was he arrested? How was he caught? He was caught because, quite frankly, Wu Thing is the dumbest, stupidest criminal you will ever hear about. This man was still in the murder getaway vehicle that was stolen, by the way, and he still had the murder weapon on him. Again, stupidity is an understatement here, people.
State and the feds. October 19, 2019, just 2 months after JB lost her life, Wu-Tang was arrested in Chicago, Illinois. It was around 12:06 p.m. when officers from Chicago Police Department were on a routine patrol when they responded to another officer report of a male and one female sitting inside of a stolen vehicle parked in the alley behind 5920 South Calumet Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. The reporting officer had confirmed that the vehicle was stolen by checking the vehicle license plate in the law enforcement computer database. When responding to CPD, officers pulled into the alley. They observed the male subsequently identified as Wu-Tang, aka Jermaine Whedon, and a female standing near the stolen vehicle, a blue Nissan Versa with New York license plate. Now keep that vehicle in mind. As the responding officers exited the patrol car and approached Wu-Tang, he fled from officers on foot. After a brief foot chase, the officers apprehended Wu-Tang and placed him in handcuffs. As Wu-Tang physically resisted the officers when placed against the police car, a Glock 23 40 cal semi-automatic handgun bearing serial number PAZ363 fell out of Wu-Tang's left pants leg. The handgun was loaded with 12 rounds of ammunition with the head stamp marking SIG 40 S&W. During the subsequent search of the stolen blue Nissan, CPD officers recovered an extended magazine from the passenger side door. Now fam, would you believe this man had the same firearm and same stolen vehicle during the night that JB lost her life? Well, it's true. When they came to the rental, the car was a Hertz rental car that had been set to be returned to Hertz on August 24, 2019. Hertz filed a stolen police report in September of 2019. The following year, February of 2020, DPD received notification from the MSP lab where they test the firearms, the ballistics. They confirmed that that firearm that Wu-Tang was caught with in Chicago was the same firearm used to take the life of JB. May she rest in peace.
I have a deep dive coming up on this very shortly where I'm doing a deep dive on the case, how they called Jermaine, why they called Jermaine, what other proof they got for Jermaine, and the entire murder case surrounding the aunt, including other suspects, etc., etc. In this video, I'm just speed running the accusations against Tee Grizzley. Now, I don't care what y'all say. I'm not indicting Tee Grizzley. I'm just telling you guys exactly why Tee Grizzley is currently trending, and y'all could believe it after I lay out what's going on. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm simply laying out the facts of what's going on. But what I would say, bruh, is this. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what explanation you guys got. If an associate of Buka 600, who is also my close friend, if this Wu Thing dude is my close associate, he's from...
Now, I get where Flacco going with that. Because, like, if Buka 600 bring a nigga around and this nigga killed my auntie, nigga, you just as liable as that too, nigga. So why is you still around? I'm not gonna have you around no more. You got to go, nigga. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your homie, nigga. Something got to give. Now, I'm not gonna have you at my wedding. Oh, kiki and ha-ha like everything's good when your homie that you brought around killed my auntie. Like, that's crazy work. Now, that right there looks suspect. I gotta say, I don't know, man. This shit is crazy. This world is crazy, man.
I'm Chicago. I'm from Detroit. What beef do he got with my aunt? Or what beef do he got with me? So, I don't care what y'all say. I think it's weird to still be hanging out with associates of the dude who killed your aunt. Wu Thing and Buka 600 is inseparable. They're from the same clique. He killed your aunt while he was looking for you, apparently, but you still hang out. He's still the groomsman to your wedding. He's still...
Now, granted, 600 could be mad that Buka wasn't putting them in position, wasn't putting them on, so they was trying to get, you know what I'm saying, trying to get out on a man. Like, okay, we know a Tee Grizzley be, yeah, we got to drop on them, or they could have been around before. You know what I'm saying? The streets are small. You know, it could have been anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? That happens all the time. And then when real street niggas don't really say, so Buka not going to get on the internet and say, yeah, my homie was on some snake shit. He tried to backdoor Tee Grizzley, killed his auntie, shit went left. You know what I'm saying? When you in the streets, you can't really talk, so I can see that happening too. It's just a lot of shit that could have happened, a lot of scenarios.
your best friend. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I don't think it makes sense. As a matter of fact, I think it's flawed. I think it's disloyal. And if Tee Grizzley is not involved, he's an idiot. Why would you hang out with the same clique who's responsible for the murder of your aunt? And you claim they were looking to murder you, but yet you're still friends with Buka, who's an OG from that clique. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I think it's flawed here, people. Now, let's move on. So, but what's the...
That's the thing with this internet. You see how, like, you know how, like, Aiden Ross went on this thing about Castaneda said, you know, a lot of stuff going behind the scenes, and, like, you YouTubers, y'all be getting it right. Y'all be... That's the thing with the internet, man. This internet, man, a lot of people be doing, they be putting shit together, fishing, and it be true. Half the shit be bullshit, half the shit be true, but it's crazy. Internet is like a dangerous tool, man. You got to be real careful with this internet. This is crazy.
The motivation. Why would Wu Thing want to murder Tee Grizzley's aunt?
Yeah, that's all I want to know.
Why? What's the motivation here? Why would Tee Grizzley want to murder his aunt?
I thought it was his manager.
In court today, you know, a close source of the family was actually in court. And the state actually threw out that they believe that Tee Grizzley impregnated the aunt, that the aunt was pregnant at the time for Tee Grizzley's baby, according to the family.
Do not pay somebody to build you a Shopify store, because I'm going to do it free with 20 handpicked products by myself
and many more. But I was able to catch it today, although the audio wasn't allowed for screen recording while looking. You can only screen record if the audio picks up from another device. And I didn't know that today. But I took some key notes. And the house that Tee Grizzley allegedly stopped at the day JB lost her life to go inside. Remember we said that was his aunt's house? Another aunt? Well, she took the stand today. And to sum up 8 hours for you guys in 60 seconds, I say this. That rumor that's floating around that Tee Grizzley got his alleged aunt pregnant, the state believes that. Not the family TV, not Reddit, the state.
Come to find out, Tee Grizzley and his aunt/manager isn't blood related. So if Tee Grizzley is impregnating her, it feels like the situation got messy. But what's the official theory? What's the official conspiracy? You heard a lot of bits and pieces. Well, here is the full theory laid out, and exactly why people believe that Tee Grizzley hired the help of his friend Wu Thing, you know, who was close with his best friend Buka 600, and they conspired this plan to murder the aunt.
They just putting this together. How they even know that's his best friend? Because he be around him, you know what I'm saying? That's his homie, yeah, but they don't know it's his best friend. Like, they just be reaching for shit.
Here is why people, or here's the theory people believe explains why Tee Grizzley did this.
This is why Tee Grizzley backdoored his auntie. When Tee Grizzley first came home, he dropped his hit song, First Day Out. But due to debts T owed to the government, he made his uncle wife, JB, which some will say is his auntie, his manager, and made her make an fake label and signed himself to the fake label, so all his music would be under JB name. But by the time Tee Grizzley got rich and paid off all his debts, he was ready to put all his music back in his name. But JB was refusing to sign the papers to give T his music back. So T would pay 600 bucka to have someone from his side to kill JB. So on August 20th, 2019, T and JB would both link up, and when T would get out and walk in the house, 600, Wu-Tang would pull up and shoot JB 8 times as T was walking in the house.
I feel like I'm at least obligated to say it doesn't make sense the entire way that he did it as well. Because how do these people know like what was in Tee Grizzley's contract? Right? Like how do they know, like all his music was in this lady's name? Like Tee Grizzley signed a record deal, so wouldn't the music be in the label's name and not her name? And then also too, like the motive isn't really there. Like outside of maybe the state believing that Tee Grizzley impregnated the aunt, but if that's the case, then I don't know. Maybe that's the motive. But the motive that the music was in her name, so he took her out, I don't know. Tee Grizzley seemed pretty grateful for this woman. Apparently, she was the only one who believed in Tee Grizzley when he first got out of jail, and she's the one who put money up behind him and took a chance on him. So for him to like turn around and do this to her, it seems pretty unbelievable.
First came home, I had asked a lot of people in my family for a chance because this is what I was really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all help buy me a beat? I really want to rap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just wasn't taking me serious. Like, you better go get a job. What you trying to rap for and all this other stuff.
Right. And she believed in you.
She believed in me. She was the only one. That First Day Out video, she paid for the video, bought the outfit I had on in the video, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
what we playing right
we've been
here?
rocking ever since.
What we playing right here?
Call of Duty.
On the killing spree.
Modern Warfare. Definitely on the killing spree.
You nice with it?
Watch this. Hold on, watch this.
Those are the accusations. We'll be doing a full deep dive and breakdown of this case probably tomorrow, but
That's crazy right there, man. How the internet just takes shit and run with it, and how you out here looking crazy like you impregnated your auntie and got her killed. Like, this is crazy. I don't believe Tee Grizzley did that, but hey, who am I, man? I don't know. This is a sick world. I'm just here to report what I hear and react to certain things I think is crazy. Top tier gang. I just want to react with that with y'all, man. Just, what y'all think, how y'all feeling on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put y'all comments, share the video, hit that notification bell to the next one. I'm grateful for y'all, man, because without y'all, none of this is possible. Let's keep going to the next one, Top Tier Gang. Peace.